Hi, my name is Abigail Carpenter and my film was Young Again. I was the producer in the making of this film and I worked very closely with the director, Johnny. Our first question was, how does your film challenge conventions and how does it represent social groups or issues? We showed some challenging conventions just because our film was mostly supposed to be drama, and we kind of challenged it by adding a little bit of comedy at the end, just because the character wakes up and he's kind of disoriented from being asleep, and all of a sudden he looks at himself and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm young. And he's kind of disoriented, he laughs, but also kind of cries. And this whole back and forth for 10 seconds of him trying to figure out what's going on, and has a very comedic underlying tone to it. And then we tried our best to really represent the social groups of just teens, because every teen wakes up and they have to go through the stress of school, homework, just wanting to be young and not have any of those stressors anymore. So we showed that aspect of just teens and what they go through in a day-to-day life with stress and school and normal lives, and we're all trying to understand how to balance. Our next question was, if it were a real film, how would it be distributed and how would you engage audiences? We chose that we would probably use a distributor. We went with Magnolia Pictures just because it was a leading independent film studio for the past 20 years. Looking at the film lists and locations, it looked like it would fit very well with our genre and our type of movie. And we would go the self-distribute route, where we would just use YouTube or Vimeo and just upload it there. That would take a bigger action towards engaging our audiences, just because if we were to self-distribute, we would have to really engage audiences to get people to start watching the movie. So we would take the social media route because that's where our target audience is mostly going to be living. So we would go to TikTok and probably Instagram, and we would make up challenges, because a lot of people on TikTok and Instagram nowadays are doing dance challenges or doing challenges where they go into stores and they talk about something and they try to get other people to join them. It has a very communal aspect. So if we started to make up challenges for our movie and start to get audiences engaged and get other people engaging with other people, it would bring a lot of recognition to the film. And also we would set up challenges to where you could win merchandise with maybe our logo and the title of the movie on a sweatshirt or shirt, and then we would send out free tickets for some challenges, or we would send out cash prizes, just so then we can spread the word. So if it were to be tag 3 friends to enter in a giveaway for 5 free tickets to see our film, and so that would spread across those 3 friends that one person tagged in a post. Or if it were a challenge, then it would spread across one person doing a challenge with another person, and then coming together and them telling their friends that they're doing a challenge to get money or to get free clothes or to get free tickets to a movie. So it would just be trying to engage our audience in the best way to get our target audience, which would be on social media. Our next question was, how did your production skills develop over the time of making the film? I noticed during shooting and editing the film that our actors really had to be chosen very carefully, because when we had the first cut, the actors didn't really act how we wanted them. It didn't really coincide with our script and the story, and just the actors were not auditioned properly and the auditions weren't taken seriously. So we had to go back and redo our actors, which took some time, and it definitely kind of wasted our whole first cut. It was good that we had it just because we got to see what was wrong, but it was definitely time consuming. Also, lighting inside of a house is very difficult to try to get correct, especially because where we did our filming there wasn't a lot of windows. So definitely trying to figure out where the best lighting was, how to fix the lighting, how to adjust it, if we could adjust it in the editing portion, or if we had to move to a different part or a different location all entirely. I feel like that could have been a little bit more thought out, and it definitely could have been handled a little bit better, but it was definitely a good learning experience to figure out that lighting inside is not the best. Also, when we were cutting and editing the first cut, we noticed that we couldn't use a lot of the information or a lot of the cuts, a lot of the film, just due to the fact that the actors were not good, the lighting didn't work, the sound wasn't good, and it was overall just not the right fit. So cutting and editing all of that down didn't leave us with a lot to work with, so we pretty much had to restart, which is good and bad, just because then we learned that what we had going on was not right and it wasn't working, and it was just a learning experience, and it definitely helped in the production of our final cut. Our final question was, how did we integrate technology? There were a lot of different softwares that went into editing and writing the script for this film. We used ARC Studios to write the script and also make edits when needed. ARC Studios was honestly very easy to use just because it automatically knew when we were adding dialogue. It was very easy to add transitions, add different cuts, and it was overall just a very easy platform to use to write and then go back and edit the script whenever we needed to. We used just a regular iPhone to shoot, same thing I'm using right now. It's very trusty pretty much. It has very good camera quality. The sound quality could have been a little bit better, but it worked to the best of its abilities, and I think it did pretty well. And also we used iMovie to edit. iMovie is very easy to use. You just put all the clips together, you can move them around, change the speed of which the clip is going, add voiceovers, add music, add backgrounds, add text. It's very easy to use, and honestly it was the easiest option because it was downloadable on iPhone.